absolutely.
So that's good.
Yeah.
All right, Earl, we got to throw it to you. You've got some news about maybe they're not done at D tackle. So what do you have?
Well, first things first, good morning, man. It's good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in a while either. Good to see the crew in here. Jason, I'm glad you made it back safely. G, you're always here. Nice haircut. You like his haircut, Jay?
Fresh.
Too fresh, too fresh.
Fresh.
All right, so let's get into it. So, Jay, this
No
morning,
hat needed.
No.
I like it.
So this morning, me and Anthony getting ready for the show, and we seen that reports dropped that defensive tackle Shelby Harris is in Cleveland today, visiting with the Cleveland Browns. What you think about that?
I have to confess, I know him as a good player. Haven't followed his career closely. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have.
Mm-hmm.
I've always known him to be a quality contributor.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, Jason, what do you got on this guy? Is this a good move if they indeed bring him in?
Well, my wife just texted me, seriously, what the F is wrong with you? I hadn't told her about the.
Always listen.
Sorry, honey.
Always listen.
It's a good way to come clean because you're not next to her.
I know, right?
You know, she
and
can't.
the smoke will clear by the time I get home.
I
It'll be
hope
fine.
so. But she's right.
The Shelby thing, the first thing I thought was, well, they just had 9 days in West Virginia, 8 practices, and their first day back in Berea, they're inviting someone in. Clearly, they don't like what they saw in the interior. It's pretty obvious, right? Like, they had 8 days on the field to view what they have, and they still don't like it, or they still think that there's room for improvement.
The message is this isn't going to get it done.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, Harris has actually had some success in the pass rush as well.
Yeah.
From interior, he's active with his hands. So, yeah, I mean, fine. Take a look
the
at
tires
the guy.
on him. What the heck?
Take a look at him and see if there's anything
I think,
left.
to me, the bigger point is, and when I saw this morning, my first thought was your first thought. I thought, you don't bring in reinforcements at quarterback. They think they've got their guy.
Right.
No, they don't.
So to me, I think it was an moment.
Yeah, I don't think they like the mix of the skill sets with the D tackles. You know, like if you're putting.
What do you mean by that? Too many of the same kind of guy?
like Tommy Togiai is not gonna rush the passer. That's just not his forte.
Tommy
right?
Togiai is not going to be on this team.
There you go.
Doesn't seem like
They want guys that are explosive, out of their stance, disruptive right now. There's no traditional one technique guy where, hey, I'm gonna just play my gap and be in my gap and try to hunker down and not get blown off. No. You got to be violent. You got to be back in the line of scrimmage. And it's even worse because when you get Zadarius Smith and you get Myles Garrett and you see the level of get off that they're getting because they're very explosive, it's glaring when your defensive tackles aren't doing that.
Sure.
So they're like, all right, well let me get.
Is that what Schwartz likes, by the way? All of his guys up front to be in the backfield.
In the backfield. You got to be back there because here's the thing. You're going to stop the run on the way to the quarterback. You're not going to be playing run. You're going to be playing to disrupt it. Like we've seen, and it's the first time the Browns have even approached this defense before. It's like, okay, well, we're going to try to be in our gaps. We're going to try to figure out what you're going to run or pass, and we're going to let the linebackers make some plays. Now it's different. Now it's a difference between playing laterally 1-2 steps and figuring out by playing 2 feet and replacing the heels of the guys up front. That means I've gained 2 yards.
Right.
So now the back has to cut 2-3 times. He has to make a move. Before, how many times we seen a running back get the ball, and you're like, man, this dude, he got 3 yards already, and I don't see nobody declaring. This is going to be a defense where they're gonna have to have another defensive tackle that is nasty and can get upfield.
Did you do any research on Harris? Do you have anything to add about? I mean, I've just known him to be a guy that's contributed.
I haven't seen any, if you put the tape on, I'm like, he doesn't jump out as a guy that's going to be some dude that's going to be like an All-American or some All-Pro guy.
Right.
But he has the body. He has a different body type. And it's hard to get this, right? If you look at some of the teams like Seattle, they have guys that are longer at defensive tackle. Generally speaking, you don't really want guys to be that tall playing defensive tackle because there's a lot of legs. You can get cut down. It's hard bending if you need guys to get low at the line of scrimmage. But if you want to get a pass rush and you're widening out a little bit, you want a little more linear guy.
That might be their advantage.
Get some hands up and different things like
Jay,
that.
did you notice a difference in, obviously it's going to be a a different scheme, a different plan of attack on defense. What are your cliff notes on Jim Schwartz and camp observations from the defensive side?
The defense looked good. They were flying around the ball. It was hard. So when they were going 11 on 11, it was sort of far away from where we were.
Right.
So it was hard to really see. Everybody saw the clips of the one-on-one matchups of Denzel against Elijah Moore and all that. But to be able to see the entire scheme, it was really only Saturday's practice. It was kind of far at the other end.
Right.
The defensive line drills were right in front of us all week from where we were sitting. I was a little concerned that in some of the drills, it looked like Siaki Ika was behind Togiai, and I thought, well, that's not good.
Wow.
But then when they got into more of the actual reps, he was running with the second unit. Ika was running with the second unit. He's a big guy. Ika's big, really big, and I mean fat.
Yeah.
So
there's work to do on the conditioning side.
yeah, I don't think he's a 3-down player by any means.
No.
But he's going to make this team, obviously. Obo is small. I was surprised
Really?
at how small he is.
Like tall or slender?
waist is like that big around.
More like a linebacker.
Yeah, like he looks like a third down rush specialist to me. Like
Okay.
third and long, he comes in the game, but he's not a 3-down player either. We go back to the
Well, Schwartz is big on rotation.
and that's good because
Yeah.
they've never had that. They've never had the
Right.
opportunity to roll
Keep those
guys
legs
in and
fresh,
out.
keep them coming.
Yeah, so that's why. And right now in the middle, I think you got Dalvin Tomlinson and a lot of questions after that.
Okay.
So that's another reason to bring people in, bring Shelby in. Maybe there's
Right.
another one that they bring in. And,
That's what
and
this
just
time of year's
see.
for, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to figure out who you got and who you don't.
This is
who's
still
gonna be
really,
around.
really, really early.
Yeah.
Like we're 6 weeks out from the first game. So even though they've been going at it for a week and a half now, we are still so early in this. We were joking, Joe Burrow could miss a month with this calf and not miss anything at all.
No, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, so we've got so much time here before it really matters. So now's the time to take a look at these guys.
All right, Earl.
All right, so before we put a cap on this, we would talk more about this later on with Mary Kay Cabot. Just a couple things, Jay, to tell you about Shelby Harris. I know PFF is not the end-all, be-all. He had the 17th highest grade of interior defensive lineman, and he had the 5th highest run defensive grade of any interior defensive
Why is he still
lineman
available?
last year. You know, he's one of
Money.
a bunch of veteran free agents that's still available at this time. So
Okay.
that's how they approach it. But
I mean, those are great metrics.
He's 31.
Really?
I think he's 31. He's been in the league, I think, 8 years. So he's not at the end, but he's on the back nine.
Sure.
He's getting toward the end.
Okay.
Make some money.
All right, Earl, do you want to just transition to the next topic or